Okay, perfect. So thank you for joining me. I think this is going to be fun. I've never done this before. Um, and I kind of was inspired. I don't know, I get inspired randomly about what I want to do from month to month. And um, this might seem a little woo-woo for some people, manifestation, but there really is something to quantum physics that I am not a physicist, but I can tell you that there are a lot of things out there that just because we don't understand them necessarily does not mean that they don't exist or they're wrong. And one example that I use, okay, I want to make sure I do not disturb. One example that I use is I read a book called Born on a Blue Day. It's an autistic man who wrote about how he does math problems, and he has something called synesthesia. And synesthesia means that when he sees numbers, he translates them to something visual and something auditory. And so what he wrote in this book, so he can do really, really high number math. He can multiply like 6 figures versus times 6 figures and instantly come up with the answer. And the way that he does this is that one number has a shape, and he'll draw the shape that, this number will have this squiggly line shape. And then another number will have a different squiggly line shape. And when he puts those two squiggly line shapes together, and now all of a sudden that's a different squiggly line shape, which gives you this answer. So that makes like zero sense to me. I feel like that has like no basis in reality, except for that he gets the answer right every time. And so it's just an example of no. It's just an example of how bad, how we cannot no, we cannot expect to understand everything and still have it, it could still be true. So people talk about quantum physics a lot, and how we're all made of energy. We're all made of, every atom vibrates at a particular frequency. And I might have to let them out, by the way, sorry. But I wanted to share this super interesting, I'm going to share my screen. First, I'm going to put the dogs out. Let's go outside. Sorry, you guys. Their energy is not a good one. Okay, hold on. Come on, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and I am going to show you this really cool thing. Just share screen. Oh, lots of people. Okay, and let's see. Google Chrome. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I can play it.
Have a small negative charge. The higher up the plant you go, the greater the electric charge. This creates an electric field around the flower. We can't see it, but these electrodes are picking up the energy of this tiny field and converting it into the sound that we can hear. Bees, on the other hand, have a positive charge. Friction whilst flying causes them to lose electrons. As a bee approaches a flower, the charged fields around the flower and the bee interact, and the sound changes. There. And when it lands, the positive and negative fields immediately cancel each other out. As this happens, there are two very surprising consequences. Firstly, the plant's negatively charged pollen actually jumps across onto the positively charged bee. Secondly, the plant has a changed electrical field. And when another bee comes along, it detects this altered electrical signature and avoids the flower. The plant is in effect telling the bee that it has no nectar and to come back later. Plants are rooted to the ground.
So, okay, let me stop sharing. That is just like a mind-blowing example of how there is energy all around us. And you can feel the energy in yourself, you can feel it in others. Like if you go in, sometimes, you had that experience when you walk into a room and the energy is really down, like it is physically palpable, or if it's really up, right? Like it immediately affects you. And especially if it's down, it's almost like a thump, and you can really feel it. So what we talk about when we manifest, we talk about trying to raise our own energy levels. And I'm going to give you some examples before we practice any of this ourselves. So when I was in the throes of burnout in emergency medicine, everything was bothering me. I did not want to go into work. It was frustrating to see everybody so scared and sad and in pain. And I went to my director and I had all sorts of like demands. I had written them all out, demands, like this must change and this and this and this. And it was really interesting because she said to me, Kathy, I really want to I want to help you. We really are we love having you. So, but you have to let me know what I can tell administration about how what you're willing to do to put forward in order to help the department, which I thought was kind of interesting. I was like, because I'm coming in with this negative energy and she wants me to help out the department. Like that's how it switched. But what was interesting is all of a sudden I got super inspired. And it was like a light came from above. And I don't know where this came from, but I immediately was inspired to want to help other physicians with their own wellness. And I actually said that to her. And everything shifted at that moment. It went from this negative energy of, scarcity and need to a positive energy of abundance. I wanted to help others. I don't know where it came from, but that switch instantly changed my life. And from that moment, she said, wow, that's great. I think we can definitely, use like a wellness champion. A few days later, I was invited to be the director of wellness at Calvert's emergency department. And with it came a stipend. And with that came my interest in wellness and meditation. I had no idea how to do anything, regarding meditation. I knew how to exercise and I knew how to eat, right? But I did not know how to meditate. And from that came this whole other journey into this other space, which is, so important. Eventually leading me to Kripalu at a workshop. Kripalu is a yoga retreat center in Massachusetts. And one of the people there was, one of the women was talking about manifestation. And this was when I was first introduced to it. And the way that she described it, she was a young kind of student of meditation and loved being around Kripalu. And she wanted ultimately to be a teacher there, but it's very hard. It's like an esteemed center. So she would pretend that she had a class and she would go into classrooms during periods when there was no one there. And she'd stand in front and practice her little speeches and her little talks and all of this stuff as if they were already happening. And she had this higher level energy associated with it. And lo and behold, someone saw her, like they would see her do this, and an opportunity came where somebody was sick and they needed someone last minute to take over. They saw that she had been doing it. They gave her the opportunity. She killed it because she was practicing so much. And now she has a regular spot there. And so from that point, I was like, wow, I mean, I think this is something like if you practice something as if it has already happened, as if it is already the case. And for me, I wanted to practice having a wellness retreat in Greece and also practice running these types of workshops in other settings. So I started making PowerPoint presentations, like essentially manifesting this to come true for me. PowerPoint presentations on wellness and sending this out to people. And lo and behold, I was invited again, last minute. Somebody's mom was dying. They needed somebody to fill in. And they said, well, we know that you've sent us information. Like, can you come? This was a Thursday. Can you come on Monday to California? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And I was invited and I spoke for an hour and a half. And just again, that higher level of energy, and everything worked to make that happen. And they say that, when you take a step forward, the universe opens its doors for you, like doors that you would never have imagined. Things that, are never, like if you tried to plan it specifically, it wouldn't work. It comes from places where you least expect it. And then the last one that I'm going to tell you about with manifestation, before we practice our own, was my own personal relationship with my fiance. So I know it might be kind of strange to talk about, but I made a list of what I wanted in a partner. I was very specific. And I was meditating in an app called Insight Timer. And through that app, you can be friends with people on it. You can have them be kind of your group, part of your group that meditates. And I ended up becoming friends with him on Insight Timer. And he was interested in triathlon. And so we started communicating through that. And I ended up meeting him during one of my Ironman races. And not surprisingly, I guess, he met all of the criteria that I had written out in my manifestation, including I had said someone that lives in the Northeast, but not near me exactly, because I wasn't sure that I wanted too much communication initially. So, 6 hours away. And it was all, it all happens when you have sort of an underlying sense of both gratitude for what you already have, abundance. So you're coming to this with a sense of the universe has your back and things will open up for you. Also inspiration. So something that you really, really want to attract, and service. So are we, it's not just egotistical necessarily, which is okay, right? Because if you're happy, you make the other people around you happy as well. But if there can be that added bonus of helping others in the process, that bumps it up even further. And so the way that we start with this, and I'm going to show you a little video, which talks about, kind of gets you in that meditative, positive energy, manifesting mood. Is we're going to first, I want you to get your paper. I want you to, hopefully you've thought about this, about what it is that you want to bring more of. What do you want to attract more of in your life? And I want you to try to be as specific as possible. And so on the one side of the paper, like 2 columns, on the one side, I want you to be really specific about what it is that you want to attract. And on the other side of the paper, I want you to write down the emotions that come with having that be fulfilled. Like, and then we're going to practice feeling those emotions while, like it's the emotion and the energy, the positive emotion and the energy that will get us to all those very specific things that we want to attract more in our lives. So take some time. Let's take a couple of minutes and write these down. And I'm going to do it also. So while you're still finishing up writing, I wanted to share my screen again and share. I found this was pretty inspiring, I thought, and I think that it will get us up towards that energy level, and then we'll just spend a few minutes meditating on that thing that we want. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. Here, I'll try to. Okay, can you guys, just a thumbs up, you can see you are energy? Okay. All right, so. You are energy. Do you really understand this? Do you really get how you are energy? Energy is flowing through you right now. Energy is around you right now. You are moving in energy. You are driving your car in energy. You are breathing in and breathing out energy. Your body is filled with energy. The thoughts you are thinking, your feelings, your happiness, your confusion is energy. The blood that is pumping around your body, feeding every cell with oxygen, is energy. Every part of you that is growing, your hair, your nails, if you're a little person, your limbs use energy to grow. What you eat is energy. What you say, what comes out of your mouth is energy. What you look at is energy. What you pay attention to gives it more energy. If you watch things on TV or online, you are giving your energy to what you watch.
You are lining up your energy with those things. Energy flows where attention goes. What are you really giving your energy to? It is your choice what you give your energy to. It is your free will to choose. What are you choosing? What does your energy look like? What does it feel like? Your energy is flowing in directions whether you want it to or not. Your thoughts and your feelings direct your energy. Do you know what happens to your energy when you trust? When you trust that everything always works out for you. When you trust that you have purpose in this world. When you trust that you have more than enough of everything. When you trust you are enough. When you trust you are worthy of receiving and you have value to give. When you trust that there is more to you than what people see with their eyes. When you trust that you are a part of something bigger than you, something that is all knowing, all understanding, and most of all loving. When you trust, you allow, your energy relaxes, your cells relax, the tightness dissipates, the holding dissipates, the searching, the confusion, the disappointment relaxes. Your energy relaxes and flows more smoothly when you trust. Suddenly you feel more balanced. Suddenly you feel more worthy. You feel easier, happier. You feel more knowing and peaceful. Can you feel it? Can you feel how trusting that everything will be okay? Trusting that everything works out for you. Trusting that you can heal your body. Can you feel how this changes the energy within you? I can. I can see your energy smoothing when you say this and eventually believe it. You know, believing comes easy with practice. That's how all of your other thoughts have turned into beliefs. It's just with practice. Let's say it together and see how different we feel. Feel it coming from your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. I trust that everything is working out perfectly for me. I trust in the universe to bring me everything I need. I trust that the universe knows fully my plans, my potential, my innermost desires and dreams, and I trust that the universe is doing everything it can to help me along my path at the perfect time. I trust that I am worthy of happiness. I trust that I am worthy of love. I trust that I am of value to this world. I trust that I am a powerful creator. And if I can fill myself up enough with great, feel good things, that the opposite just won't exist anymore. I trust in my power to heal myself, to know myself, to be able to hear my true self. I trust that my true inner self is speaking to me all the time, and I trust that I can hear it. My feelings are the voice that let me know what is going on for my inner self, not my spiraling, rampaging emotions that, coupled with thoughts, can send me up the garden path, but my true feelings in my heart, the ones that, when injected with love, tell the real, authentic story of the way that I am feeling. I trust that I am strong, capable, and clever. I trust that I am successful at being me first and foremost. And the more in alignment I can be with myself, the better everyone around me will feel. I am emanating happiness, peacefulness, and joy. I love my life and I enjoy the journey. I am grateful that I am energy.
Mm. Mm. Anyone else feel inspired by that? No. So with that trust, the trust that the universe has your back, let's look at our list. Okay. And in the center of your paper, I want you to put it a letter, any letter, it doesn't matter. That letter is going to represent all those things that you listed that you want in your life. Circle it, circle that letter, And now you're going to take those emotions and you're going to focus your inhalation and your exhalation. We're practicing a little meditation here. You're going to take those emotions and you're going to feel those emotions in your body. Close your eyes, and I'm going to put us on mute so that the dog barking doesn't interrupt us. And I want you to breathe in and breathe out, and then it's 5:46. We're going to do this until 5:50. Okay, 4 minutes. Feel those feelings while concentrating on that letter, which is the summation of all those things that you're looking to bring in with you. Inhale, exhale, and feel those emotions in your body. I will mute. Yay. We're back. Little quiet time. What did that You guys are interested in sharing. Just wondering what that felt like for you, if anybody's willing to volunteer.
It just felt different to actually meditate on those things. I mean, I don't normally concentrate on those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys, did you feel those positive emotions? Was anybody able to kind of feel that sense? For me, there's this desire to have kind of freedom from, you know, stability and freedom to travel, to be able to, for me, it's Italy, it's learning the language, it's eventually buying a house there, being able to cycle there and to hike. And that feeling for me was a lot of, you know, kind of that feeling of what it feels like to be there, you know, just with the warm sun and drinking your espresso, being around others. And it's that, you know, again, that positive, you're looking towards abundance and joy and you know, just a high energy and you know, and trying to bring this into your everyday, as opposed to just doing it when you're in a meditative space. Yeah. And being with like-minded individuals. So whatever it is that you're seeking, you know, trying to surround yourselves with others of, you know, who might be in a similar tribe as you. Anybody else interested in sharing? I know that this is personal, so you don't have to. You don't have to feel like you have to. Well, if not, hopefully this was able to be helpful in some way. I will say that it works. Spending some time doing this on a regular basis, really picturing what it is that you want, being really, really specific. Even though you're not trying to direct your life, because, you know, sometimes you'll get the outcome of what you want in a way that you weren't expecting. But you know, not necessarily like I want a blue car, but you know, maybe I want to be able to have the ability to get from place to place, you know, something like that. Because sometimes it'll, again, the universe provides in a way that we did not expect. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are you talking about manifesting just material or physical things, or kind of more just like emotional things, or both?
So, so you can manifest material things, but the idea is that in order to get it, this is kind of a quantum physics type of idea, but in order to be surrounded by what it is that you are looking for, and that was your list on the left. And
Mhm.
some of this may be material, but some of it may be emotional, right? Like balance, you know, a sense of self, a sense of strength, lack of anxiety, you know, like
Yeah.
the way you do that is by maintaining a sense of abundance instead of a sense of scarcity. And so this is the whole idea of the energy, right? So we are trying to vibrate at a higher energy. And again, this is again quantum physics, to be able to attract other things of that energy that can make our dreams come true. It's just we have to be open to what those dreams are and be pretty clear in our mind's eye, and then we can see them, right? Like sometimes opportunities come and you don't realize because you're sort of shut off and focused on other things. But if you have an idea of what this is and you are open to it and you are seeking it with love and abundance and a high energy, then that's what's going to come back to you. So in a way, it's kind of both. It's not like saying, I want to manifest more money. That's more like that's more of a scarcity mindset, right? Because it's like, oh, I don't have money, so I want more money. It's more like, I want to manifest security, and right. So that's kind of the concept.
Okay, I was kind of, which goes first, the cart or the horse? I understand. Okay.
And just trying to experience those feelings of abundance and gratitude and service and inspiration. Like those are kind of the four things. And then surrounding yourself with those positive emotions. So rather than, watching the news, when we used to be in med school in Philly, we called the news shot in the head, because that's like, it was always like, you want to watch Shot in the Head? Because that's what it was always like, that you open up the news and they're talking about something dastardly.
Yeah.
And when I was, for a long time, when I was driving into work, I would listen to NPR, which sometimes had positive things, but it was always like Ebola and wars and, sadness and depression. And I was just like, the world is a terrible place. And I switched from that to TED Talks. And I went from this negative mindset to this very abundant, joyful, like positive mindset of people doing these amazing things. And so things switched. They went from being really sad and like, oh, the world is a terrible place, to, oh, people are amazing. People have so much joy to give, and it was just my choice of what I was surrounding myself with and the energy I was surrounding myself with. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to help try to explain here.
That's especially true today, especially with the news. So many people I know, like, I just have to turn it off.
Yeah. I don't watch the news for that reason. If there's something important, I will hear about it for sure. So let me, unless anybody has any more questions, because we're just about finished, I did want to kind of do the little raffle, because you guys were so nice to show up. I'm gonna write your names down. So I have Andrew. Let's make sure that I know everyone who's here. Diane. Jenny. Sally. All right, one, two, three, four, five of you. Oh my God, the dog. Can you guys hear that? No? Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Give me this one. Open that. Sally.
Yay.
Hey, Sally, you get a month.
Good.
And you know what? I think I'll do this every time. It encourages participation. It encourages participation. So, well, thank you everyone very much for joining. If you have any experiences that pop up after this that are miracles, please share, because I think they're not miracles. I think you probably manifested them yourselves. Okay.
Thank you.
I hope you have a good Friday. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, Kathy.
Bye.